Welcome back to the Crafting Made Simple podcast. Every year when the leaves start turning, we all get that itch, right, to decorate for fall.
Oh, absolutely. And for so many people, that immediately means pumpkins and, well, carving knives.
Which, let's be honest, often means a lot of mess. And maybe worse, your amazing creation starts looking pretty sad after just a few days.
Right. That whole collapsing pumpkin situation, you put in all that effort and then poof, it's gone. It doesn't last.
Exactly. So that's what we're tackling today. We're kind of moving past the usual carving limitations.
Yeah, looking for something maybe a bit more durable and maybe less messy.
Definitely. We're doing a deep dive into some fantastic ideas from crafting expert Nye Ardua. The mission today is to explore 3 really different but easy no-carve DIY pumpkin painting projects.
And these promise, that great festive look, but might actually last you a bit longer, maybe even through Thanksgiving.
And what's really interesting about looking at Ardua's work here is that she often focuses on digital crafting too, right? Cutting machines, vinyl, that sort of thing.
Exactly. So these aren't just paint this pumpkin. There's often a connection back to how you could use other tools, maybe even those high-tech ones, which is a great little insight for serious crafters.
Absolutely. Think of these less as just DIYs and more like design approaches.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, just a quick reminder for everyone listening.
Oh, yeah, good point.
All the specific supplies you'll need, plus the detailed steps for everything we talk about, they're all linked up in the podcast notes for you. Or you can hop over to the blog, that's paperflowdesigns.com.
And if you like getting these kinds of tips and tutorials regularly,
You definitely need to sign up for the Crafting Made Simple newsletter. Seriously, pause right now if you need to.
do it. The link's right there in the description.
Mm-hmm.
https://birdsend.pageforms981bozlrese. Just click it. We break down the best stuff every week.
Okay, awesome. So let's get into these 3 ideas. The first one takes a bit of a turn from the usual Halloween colors. It's all about whimsical wonders, pastel-painted ghosts.
Right. And this is, well, it feels quite bold, doesn't it? Using pastels for Halloween.
It really does.
We're seeing this trend, though, moving away from just orange and black. People want more color, more personality. And painting pumpkins in these soft shades, the source mentions baby blue, mint green, lavender.
Well, lovely.
It just instantly shifts the whole feel. It's less spooky, more, I don't know, sweet, whimsical.
And the source guide mentions using 3 pumpkins, different sizes. That seems important for the look.
Yeah, that's key. It's not just random. Grouping different sizes together gives it that visual interest. It looks like a little ghost family, which really plays up that cute, whimsical vibe.
Okay, so technically, how's it done? Just paint them pastel.
Pretty much. You start with a solid base coat of your chosen pastel. Let it dry completely. That's important. Then you come back with white paint for the faces. But the trick here, according to the source, is keeping those faces super simple, like minimalist lines, no complicated eyes or anything.
Ah, I see. So that keeps it light and friendly, not scary at all.
Exactly. High contrast, low effort, but it looks really effective. It's kind of sophisticated in its simplicity.
Makes sense. Perfect if your normal home decor is already quite bright or maybe like modern farmhouse style. These would fit right in.
Precisely. It's about making your seasonal stuff work with your year-round style, not clash against it.
Okay, moving on from whimsical pastels to something, well, quite different. Project number 2 is the elegant and eerie silhouette scene.
Yeah, this one has a totally different mood, much more dramatic. And it's not just about one pumpkin.
Right. The idea is to use 3 pumpkins together, almost like a single canvas for one scene.
And the starting point is also different. You need a dark base coat here. Think black or maybe a really deep purple, something that creates depth and, that eerie feeling.
Okay, dark base. But then the source says you draw the silhouette across all 3 pumpkins, like one continuous picture.
Yes, exactly. So maybe haunted houses or bats flying, creepy trees. The scene flows from one pumpkin to the next when they're lined up.
That sounds tricky, especially drawing something detailed like a tree across 3 curved surfaces.
Yeah.
Does that fit the easy DIY idea we started with?
That's a really good question. And this is where Naardua's digital craft background likely comes into play.
Okay.
If you were trying to freehand that, yeah, probably very difficult. But think about it coming from someone who works with cutting machines.
You mean use a stencil, cut with a Cricut or Silhouette?
Exactly. That's the genius of it. You design the whole scene digitally first. Then you cut a stencil, maybe from vinyl or stencil film, that spans a layout of the 3 pumpkins.
Oh, well, okay. I get it now.
You apply that stencil across the pumpkins, then paint inside it with your contrasting color white, or even better, glow-in-the-dark paint.
Right, so the easy part comes from leveraging the technology for the precision.
Precisely. The machine does the hard drawing work. You just do the positioning and painting. It makes a really sophisticated, elegant look achievable.
That makes so much more sense. It shifts the skill needed, and the result, that dark background with the sharp white or glowing silhouette that will look amazing on a porch. Very classic spooky, but, without the rotting pumpkin smell.
And that glow-in-the-dark paint option, it really pops against the dark base. It adds a whole other dimension that carving just can't match.
Okay, great insight there. So for our third and final idea, we're shifting gears again. This one taps into a technique that's like super popular in art right now, the pretty pink paint pour.
Yes, the paint pour. If you want something truly unique, where no 2 pumpkins will ever look the same, this is it.
It sounds fun, but maybe a bit messy.
It can be. You need to prep your space. But the key here, for it to work well on a pumpkin and get that cool marbled effect, isn't just using any old craft paint.
Oh, what's the trick?
You really want to use acrylics that are formulated for pouring, or mix your regular acrylics with a pouring medium. This thins them out to the right consistency.
Ah, okay. So it's about getting the paint to flow properly, not just thick globs.
Exactly. You need that fluidity. The source suggests starting with a base coat, maybe white or a light pink, just to seal the pumpkin surface.
Got it.
Then you mix up your pouring colors. The example uses pink, gold, and white. You layer them in a cup or pour them strategically over the top of the pumpkin near the stem.
And then just let it drip.
Yep. Let gravity and the paint physics do their thing. It flows down the sides, creating those amazing marbled patterns all by itself.
This definitely sounds like it fits that whole pink Halloween trend that's been popping up.
Totally. It's very modern, very artsy. It's less about the pumpkin shape itself and more about the surface treatment, the colors, the pattern.
And you kind of give up control, don't you?
You absolutely do. The final look is essentially a beautiful accident. It looks complex, but the actual process is less about detailed skill and more about embracing the randomness. Lots of texture, lots of movement.
Okay, so we've got these three really distinct approaches. The sweet pastel ghosts, the elegant silhouette scene, and this trendy, dynamic paint pour. What does this variety tell us, big picture, about where seasonal crafting is heading?
Well, I think it shows a couple of things clearly. Longevity is huge. People want decor that lasts longer than a few days. And aesthetic specialization, meaning people want crafts that fit their specific style, not just generic Halloween, but their version, whether that's whimsical or elegant spooky or super trendy and modern like the pink pour. They want it to match their home, their personality.
And thinking back to Na-Ardua's other work, the source mentioned things like easy Halloween wood crafts that you can make and even sell. How does that connect?
Ah, that's a great point. It suggests these no-carve pumpkin ideas are maybe just a starting point, a gateway, perhaps.
How?
Because these techniques, especially painting and stenciling, are scalable in a way that carving really isn't. Carving is slow, messy, one-off.
Right.
But painting, stenciling, especially if you're using digital tools like we talked about for the silhouettes, you can batch those. You could paint 3 pumpkins for your porch, sure. But you could also use the same techniques or stencils to make, say, 3 dozen wooden signs or cutouts to sell.
Okay, I see the connection now. The skills transfer. The same stencil for the pumpkin silhouette could easily be used on a wooden door hanger.
Exactly. It opens up that possibility of turning a hobby into something more, maybe a small side business. That choice of technique painting over carving makes monetization much more feasible.
That's a really practical angle. And the source also mentioned a list of 90-plus pumpkin painting ideas. That number alone tells you this isn't just a niche thing. Painting is becoming maybe the main way people are decorating pumpkins now.
It really seems that way. It's just so much more versatile, which actually brings up a good question for you listening. Given that these methods can be scaled up, maybe even for selling, which of these 3 styles, the soft pastels, the elegant silhouette, or that dynamic paint pour, which one resonates most with you? And not just for your own home, but maybe thinking about that potential scalability.
Ooh, that's a great question to ponder. Thinking beyond just your own decor. Well, hopefully this deep dive has given you some solid inspiration, maybe sparked some ideas for your own Halloween crafting this year.
Remember, you can find all the specifics, the supply lists, the detailed steps directly from Paperflow Designs over at paperflowdesigns.com, or just check the link in our podcast notes.
Yes, please do. And one last reminder, make sure you're signed up for the Crafting Made Simple newsletter. We want to keep bringing you these kinds of ideas and insights. The link is right there in the description. https://birdsend.pageforms981bozlrus. Click it now.
Definitely worth it. Until next time, happy crafting.
Happy crafting.